Alright, King Roach 85 here. I'll make a video. This is shocking. McDonald's is finally getting what it deserves. Wonder what that is.
You know, I've always found it strange. People really want to save money, but are so willing to toss their hard-earned coin into a 3-foot pool of disappointment.
Sales are falling at McDonald's, the fast food restaurant most of us grew up with. Even rehabbing and adding latte machines hasn't brought in that much new business.
The world's most hated fast food chain is finally facing consequences that started with their food, but became...
See, that's sad. That's sad. That's a sad burger right there. Look at that. That's a sad burger. That's real sad.
something much bigger. While you were complaining about soggy...
Look at these. That's sad. See, they say once you get fresh fries and you take it home, they shrink because they get soggy.
fries, a much bigger reckoning was building.
Dude, you worry about the dent of the box? Dude, I don't care about no dent in my box. He's worried about a dent in his box of fries.
One that could end their reign forever. But it's not what you think. Remember when McDonald's was the place where broke college students could grab a meal without check?
Broke? No, not back in the day. Not when I was little. When they had the Ronald McDonald and all the characters back in my day when I was little, it wasn't for broke college. It was for family. McDonald's was for friends and family who come together. Like, it wasn't for broke college students and everything else like that.
Checking their bank balance twice? Those days are officially dead and buried.
Bro, back in the early 80s and 90s, we could afford McDonald's. Like, it wasn't really that expensive like it is today. So, I don't know what you're talking about. So, you didn't take it back to the old days. Back in the 80s and 90s. That was the good days in McDonald's. I was born in 85, but, you know, the good days was around 80s and 90s.
The cost of McDonald's fries has skyrocketed by 138% in just 10 years. That's not a typo. We're talking about the same soggy potato sticks that used to be pocket change.
Okay, I know these were small, but these are extra small, small, medium, and large. Actually, I don't remember these. I never seen these before, unless somebody made their own McDonald's box, whatever. But these was never at McDonald's. They don't look like McDonald's stuff. They look like somebody made it.
What used to be America's most affordable dining
Now that's the McDonald's right there.
option now prices out the very families it built its empire on. Low and middle income households are doing the math and walking away. When a Big Mac meal costs more than $15 in some cities, you know something's gone seriously wrong with the value in value menu. Here's the kicker, though. Fast food inflation hasn't just been bad. It's been brutal compared to how much...
Yeah, because they don't use the grills no more.
workers actually earn.
See, is that cooked? No, it's not cooked. You must cook it on the grill. Not like... I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is.
While McDonald's prices shot through the roof, paychecks crawled along like rush hour traffic. The gap between what people make
This burger looks. Look at that. Look at what is that? Oh man. Like, nah. Nah.
And what a quarter pounder costs keeps getting wider every month. McDonald's tried throwing some band-aids on this mess with promotions like their $5 meal deals. Sounds great on paper, right? Well, even these desperate attempts to win back customers aren't working. People have already made up their minds and started cooking at
Okay, McDonald's. If you want to win your customer back, bring the big burgers back. Like how y'all shrinking y'all burgers. Y'all shrinking it. Like this guy right here. He's shrinking his burger. He's shrinking his burger down the size. You know how you don't shrink your burger? When you make your hamburger patty, make sure you put your thumb in the middle and push it down where it makes a little dip inside, and it won't shrink your burger. For real. I've done it plenty of times. But they're shrinking their burgers like this person's shrinking their burgers.
home or finding cheaper alternatives. The damage was done. The real problem runs deeper than any single promotion can fix. Most Americans simply don't see McDonald's as the affordable option anymore. That golden reputation.
Well, not even that, because their ice cream is always down. Hey, can I get a snow cone? I mean, not snow cone. Ice cream cone? Oh, I'm sorry, our machines are down. Because they don't clean them. The machines are always down. You can't get an ice cream cone no more.
For cheap, quick meals. Gone faster than the ice cream machine breaks down. Parents who used to take their kids there as a weekly treat now calculate whether they can afford it, like they're planning a vacation. McDonald's accidentally priced itself out of its own market. The brand that made its fortune being the everyman's restaurant now feels more like a luxury expense to the families who used to be its biggest.
What the heck is this? Is that Papa Seeds? What the heck is that? What kind of bun is this? I never seen this at McDonald's. I never seen that at McDonald's.
Fans, when your core customers start viewing your food as too expensive for regular visits, you've got a serious identity crisis on your hands. But here's the thing. Even if McDonald's suddenly slashed all their prices tomorrow, they'd still face another massive problem.
They will never, ever slash their prices. They would never do it. They would never do it.
That's been quietly driving customers away for years. But pricing alone doesn't tell the whole story. McDonald's has another problem that hits even deeper than your wallet. Remember when McDonald's burgers actually tasted like something? When you could bite into a Big Mac and feel like...
Yeah, he bite in a Big Mac, but look at that cheese. Look at that cheese. And look at his face. That tastes so good. Oh, but look at the cheese. It's not even melted.
You were getting real beef, not something that came out of a factory assembly line. Those days...
This guy right here, I know this guy. Look at those hands. I know that guy. He's a famous YouTuber. But yeah, he tries food. Also, he did one for the Wendy's. I forgot what it was. What is it? I forgot. Man, it's those chips, those little addicting chips. Man, I forgot. Takis, Wendy's Takis. Man, I tried that. Man, the Wendy's Takis was good. Man, I wish Wendy's would bring the Takis back.
Are basically over. The golden arches might still look the same, but what's between those buns has changed dramatically. The meat patties have gotten thinner over the years. Much thinner. And it's not just your
So, do they cook them first in the grill, then they put 'em in
imagination
that
playing
thing?
tricks on you. McDonald's quietly
Because every time I see a video about McDonald's or somebody goes live on McDonald's making burgers, the grill's never been used.
reformulated their recipes, adding more fillers and binding agents to stretch the beef further. What used to be a quarter pound of actual meat now feels more like cardboard with seasoning sprinkled on top. Then there's the ingredient list that reads like a chemistry textbook. Remember when food had 5 ingredients you could pronounce? McDonald's current menu items contain preservatives with names that would make your high school science teacher proud. Sodium phosphate, calcium propionate, ammonium sulfate. These aren't exactly what Grandma used in her kitchen. The fries tell an even sadder story. McDonald's used to cook their fries in beef tallow, which gave them that distinctive taste millions of people loved. Now they use vegetable oil with artificial...
So, they use all these ingredients, and people work at at McDonald's. Are they happy they feed us poison? Like, people at McDonald's don't eat McDonald's because we eat McDonald's even though we know what it is and how they make it and everything, but we still eat it. I don't know why.
beef flavoring. The difference is night and day, but only if you're old enough to remember how they used to taste. Portion sizes have shrunk too, though McDonald's will...
I wish I knew how they taste. Back in the day, I forgot how good it tastes. I really did. I forgot how good it tastes. Because really, when I go buy me a Big Mac from McDonald's, it still tastes good. I don't like... Our taste buds are different.
Won't admit it. The Happy Meal toy might be bigger than the actual hamburger these days. Customers notice when their medium fries barely fill half the container, or when their chicken nuggets look like they went on a diet. But here's the weird part. McDonald's keeps claiming they're improving quality while making these changes. They announced fresh beef for quarter pounders in 2018, but most of their menu still uses frozen patties that taste like they've been sitting in a freezer since the Clinton administration. All these recipe changes have stripped away the nostalgic connection people had with the brand. When your Big Mac doesn't taste like the Big Mac you remember from childhood, you start questioning why you're even there. Makes sense, right? And the quality issues go beyond just taste and ingredients, extending into concerns that affect how people view fast food entirely. A few months ago, I had no idea what a health ring even was until my fiancé got me one, and I have to say, I'm shocked this isn't a widely known and used product. It tracks my stress levels, and what I found out is that some supplements made my stress score spike, while others actually helped bring it down. I adjusted a few things based on that, and honestly, I feel 10 years younger. My wife mainly uses it to track her menstrual cycles, and she is obsessed with her sleep quality score. I noticed they are currently running a limited 69% discount, but I don't know how long it will last. It's currently only $60, and it's clear this one is the best bang for...
Hey, I thought we were talking about McDonald's, not rings. Can we get back on McDonald's?
your buck, with other health rings priced around $350 with less functions. They managed to price it this low because they cut out the middleman like Amazon, Walmart, etc., who drive up the price and take a...
Check out how this app helped me buy whatever I want in my favorite game. Unlimited money makes it so you can get what you want from the game, right from jump, without the grind. Let me toggle this and...
take a big margin, ending up with the customer paying 3 to 5 times more. If you are on TV, you can check it out yourself by pausing the video and scanning the QR code with your phone camera or clicking the first link in the description of this video. The biggest shift hitting McDonald's isn't just about money or taste, it's about health. Americans are finally connecting the dots between ultra-processed fast food and serious health problems, and McDonald's is getting left behind in the dust.
The only reason why they connect the dots is because y'all are making videos to tell us what is really happening. That's the only reason why we're connecting the dots.
Studies keep piling up, showing links between regular fast food consumption and obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. The research isn't pretty. When people see headlines about how processed meat increases cancer risk, or how excess sodium destroys your cardiovascular system, that Big Mac suddenly looks a lot less appealing. Parents, especially, are waking up to what they're feeding their kids. Those Happy Meals that seemed innocent enough? They're loaded with sodium levels that would make your doctor cringe. A single kid's meal can contain more.
I bet you my doctor goes to McDonald's and get them a burger too.
Salt than a child should eat in an entire day. The apple slices feel like a weak attempt to balance out the rest of the nutritional nightmare. Then there's the ingredient list itself. McDonald's food contains chemicals most people can't even pronounce, let alone understand why they're necessary. Preservatives, artificial flavors, emulsifiers, stabilizers. The burger patties have dozens of ingredients when real ground beef should have exactly one. Meanwhile, the organic food movement keeps growing stronger. Whole Foods, farmers markets, and even regular grocery stores are expanding their organic sections every year. People want to know where their food comes from and what's actually in it. McDonald's can't compete with that transparency because their supply chain is built around mass production and long shelf life, not nutritional quality. Plant-based eating is exploding too. Younger generations especially are choosing meals that don't contribute to factory farming or environmental damage. McDonald's tried adding some plant-based options, but their core menu still revolves around heavily processed meat and dairy products that health-conscious consumers actively avoid. The irony is thick here. McDonald's spent decades marketing itself as convenient family food, but now families are specifically avoiding it to protect their health. Parents who grew up eating McDonald's are breaking the cycle with their own children. Well, health concerns aren't the only reason people are staying away. The restaurants themselves have undergone changes that left many longtime customers feeling completely alienated. Remember when McDonald's felt like a magical place? Those bright red and yellow play places?
Yeah, that was like around the 80s, like late 80s, early 90s. That's when it used to be a fun place. But till it got to like 2000s, that's when it modernized, started taking over.
With twisting tubes and ball pits that made kids go absolutely wild. The colorful...
I can go in McDonald's right now. There won't be no kids in a play pit. Like, we got some McDonald's here got play pits, but there's no kids in there.
Murals of Ronald McDonald and friends plastered on every wall. Birthday parties where your mom would book the whole section, and you'd feel like the king of the world. Well, kiss all that goodbye. McDonald's decided sometime in the 2010s that fun was apparently bad for business. Out went the play places. Too much liability, they said.
No, we still got some here. We still got some here in McDonald's, the playpens. They just don't play in them.
Gone were the whimsical characters and bright colors that made the place feel alive. Instead, we got what corporate types love to call modern simplicity. What does modern simplicity actually look like? Picture walking into a dentist's office, but with burgers.
No, it's not like walking in business office or dentist. Moderner is like you stepping into a moderner age. Like, this has nothing to do with walking in a dentist. But these chairs right here, It's all metal. That's like prison chairs. Those are prison chairs.
Gray walls, sterile white counters, and furniture that looks like it came from a minimalist catalog. The new McDonald's stores feel colder than a freezer, and about as welcoming as a tax audit. But here's the kicker. Nobody asked for this makeover. Parents who grew up with the old McDonald's magic brought their own kids, expecting that same sense of wonder. Instead, they found a place that felt more like an airport terminal than a family restaurant. The shift wasn't just about removing play places. McDonald's systematically eliminated everything that made their restaurants feel special. Those iconic red booths, replaced with hard, uncomfortable seating that practically screams, "Eat fast and leave." The warm, inviting atmosphere that kept family.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creator.
Families coming back.
McDonald's, they changed over the years. They have. McDonald's changed over the years. I don't eat McDonald's a lot, but I do go every often. I don't go every often, but I go once in a blue moon. But yeah, McDonald's is not the same. It's not the same anymore.
For decades, swapped for cold efficiency that treats customers like they're on an assembly line. Even the staff areas got the bland treatment. Gone are the days when working at McDonald's felt like being part of something bigger. Now employees stand behind sterile counters in environments that feel more like laboratories than restaurants. And the weird part is, McDonald's...
Well, you want stuff to be sterile, so you can have clean hands and clean food. Do you want to go to a restaurant that's not sterile? I want to go to a restaurant that is sterile. I want to go to a restaurant that's clean. I know I'm getting my food clean. I know the bathrooms are clean. They got to be sterile. If they're not sterile, I don't want to eat there.
McDonald's spent millions on this rebrand. They hired fancy design firms and conducted focus groups. Somehow, they concluded that what people really wanted was less joy and more beige. The timing couldn't have been worse either. Right when competitors were doubling down on experience and atmosphere, McDonald's went the opposite direction. While other chains were creating Instagram-worthy spaces and unique vibes, McDonald's chose to look like every other corporate chain restaurant.
Oh, just for a fact, there's some stuff he's leaving out here. You can't go to Walmart, plug up your phones anymore. You can't do that. Also, some McDonald's have locks on their doors of their bathrooms, so you can't just go use the restroom. And if you ask for the key, they'll say, "Hey, you gotta buy something before you use the restroom." If you don't buy nothing, they won't let you use the restroom. And also, McDonald's today, all McDonald's are third parties. Just to let you know, all McDonald's are third parties. They're not really owned by McDonald's. Like if you call the McDonald's corporate and they ask which McDonald's are you calling from or you're reporting from, and they'll tell you they are a third party. They're not owned by any McDonald's anymore. McDonald's, if you see like any McDonald's or Subway or anything fast food restaurant, they are owned by a third party. They got the logo. They can have the logo name. The only reason why they can have the logo name, because if they find, like, if you will say, if you go to, you find a place and you call McDonald's, hey, I know a place that you can build McDonald's at and everything, and they'll give you the materials. They'll give you money to make it happen and stuff like that. Just to let you know, McDonald's are a third-party person. It's a third party.
But the design disasters weren't McDonald's only problem during this period. Bad press hits different when you're the biggest name in fast food. McDonald's has been dealing with more negative headlines than a politician during election season. The lawsuits keep piling up like Happy Meal boxes in a dumpster. Workers across the country have filed complaints about unsafe working conditions and unfair pay. We're talking about burns from faulty equipment, wage theft allegations, and harassment claims that make front-page news. When your employees are literally going on strike at locations from coast to coast, that's not exactly great marketing material. Then there's the ice cream machine situation. What started as customer complaints turned into a full-blown internet meme. The machines break down so often that someone actually created a website tracking which locations have working ice cream. A website!
That's not totally true. The reason why the ice cream machines don't work because they don't clean them. Because they're really hard to clean. They just never clean them, you know? That's why they don't work. It's not because they keep breaking down. It's just they don't get clean. They don't get cleaned properly.
For broken machines. The Federal Trade Commission even launched an investigation into why these things fail more than a freshman's first algebra test. Viral videos don't help either. Fights breaking out in restaurants. Customers finding weird stuff in their food. Employees doing unsanitary things behind the counter. Social media amplifies every bad moment into a national conversation. One gross video can reach millions of people faster than any advertising campaign. The cleanliness issues hit particularly hard. Multiple locations have faced health department violations for everything from rodent problems to employees not washing their hands. When people see news stories about cockroaches crawling around food prep areas, they're not exactly rushing to grab a Big Mac. McDonald's also can't seem to escape criticism about their business practices. Environmental groups target them for packaging waste. Health advocates blame them for childhood obesity rates. Labor rights activists point to their employment practices. It's like being the punching bag for every social issue in America. The weird part is how these stories stick around longer than good news. A positive story about McDonald's might get a day of coverage, but a scandal can dominate headlines for weeks. People remember the bad stuff way more than the charitable donations or community programs. Each negative story chips away at the brand's reputation. Parents who grew up loving McDonald's start questioning whether they want to take their own kids there. Trust takes decades to build and seconds to destroy.
This is weird. The parents just look at a kid. How you like McDonald's? Do you like McDonald's? Oh, let me see you. Let me see you shake your head, yes. Yes, you like McDonald's? Okay, let me get to my food now, since I just looked at you for 5 minutes.
But workplace drama and broken ice cream machines are just part of a bigger picture. The real threat to McDonald's dominance comes from how the entire food landscape has changed around them. McDonald's used to own the fast food game. Now, they're getting crushed from every direction. Chipotle charges about the same as a McDonald's meal, but gives you real chicken and fresh ingredients. Five Guys costs more, but their burgers actually taste like beef. Chick-fil-A somehow manages to be polite and fast. Meanwhile, McDonald's is still trying to convince people their gray patties are worth $12. But the real competition isn't even other restaurants anymore. Walk into any grocery store and you'll find ready-made meals for $3. Rotisserie chickens for $5.
Wait, you said $3. Hang on. You said $3, huh?
$12. But the real competition isn't even other restaurants anymore. Walk into any grocery store and you'll find ready-made meals for $3.
$3? That's like $9.33. What are you talking about, $3? That's not $3.
rotisserie chickens for $5 that feed a whole family. Frozen pizzas that taste better than anything McDonald's puts out. Why drive somewhere to overpay when Walmart has dinner waiting? Then there's the delivery revolution.
Walmart. Why go to fast food? You go to Walmart. 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 Walmart.
That completely changed the game. DoorDash and Uber Eats didn't just make ordering easier. They made every local restaurant feel as convenient as McDonald's. That hole-in-the-wall Thai place? Now it's 30 minutes away instead of never. The family-owned burger joint with actual flavor? Suddenly, it's competing directly with the Golden Arches. And here's the kicker. People are cooking again. The pandemic forced everyone to learn basic kitchen skills, and many discovered something shocking. Homemade food tastes better and costs less. A pound of ground beef makes 4 burgers for the price of 1 Big Mac. Crazy concept, right? McDonald's keeps trying to win back customers with gimmicks like the $5 meal deal, but their competitors already moved past price wars. Panera figured out people want bread that doesn't taste like cardboard. Subway reinvented itself after years of bad press. Even Taco Bell embraces being weird and cheap.
I like Taco Bell. I'll go eat at Taco Bell, man. I love Taco Bell. The party box, man. Taco Bell, I love Taco Bell. I'll eat Taco Bell.
Instead of pretending to be something they're not. The health-conscious crowd flocked to places like Sweetgreen and Freshie. Families with kids discovered that Culver's has better burgers and working ice cream machines. Young people obsess over viral local spots they found on TikTok. McDonald's response? Serve the same food in slightly different packaging and hope nobody notices. The brutal truth is that McDonald's became lazy. They assumed their brand recognition meant they could charge premium prices for bottom-tier quality. They thought people would keep coming no matter what. Well, people did keep coming to their competitors. When everyone else offers more value, better taste, or healthier options, McDonald's monopoly on convenience becomes worthless. The empire that built itself on being fast, cheap, and...
Yeah, they're a Monopoly game. And, you know, they just had a Monopoly game not too long ago. And I thought it was a scam. And they're not supposed to use a Monopoly, but, you know. But, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed the video and everything else like that. But, yeah. McDonald's is falling fast. But yeah, y'all have a good one. I hope y'all have a good one.